It's the music. It's the little scenes. Everything. The campaign evolved did some good stuff with the opening cutscene, but it missed a lot of scenes. We all know this one, but I just want to play through this mission and give you my impressions of what they changed. For example, this moment when you wake up, it feels so beautiful. You're in the cryopod, you're waking up.
Chief, please look around the room.
It feels like something's about to start big.
Good. Thank you, sir.
They didn't add this where you're in the cryopod and you're looking around and you can kind of look around and see what's going on. Why can't I
Vital
move?
signs look normal. No freezer burn. Okay, sir. Go ahead and climb out of
It,
the cryotube.
you can kind of hold on to this moment and experience it. In Campaign Evolve, you just start standing there and that's it. They cut out this scene also. Chief finally gets out. He looks at him. He moves.
I gave you a double
It's
dose
such
of
a
Take
it's
quick
a small
walk
little
around
scene,
and join me at the
but
office.
this entire campaign Evolved, they completely removed all the scenes. They removed all the little scenes. They didn't have enough time, their budget or whatever. They rushed out the content and they just chose, hey, we're not gonna cut this scene. We're not gonna use this scene. We're not gonna use that scene. They cut like 20 scenes out. A little. I love this part. I don't know why. It's just so good. Yeah, well
Hand on the
done.
red square, please.
That's funny.
I know the ordnance techs usually take care of
They
the
did
target,
capture this
but we're short of time, Chief.
in the campaign evolved.
Flashing panels to target them. When you lock on, it'll change color. Okay, that looks good.
Sir, I'm getting some calibration errors. I'm going to invert your looking pitch, so you can see if you like it better that way. Try targeting the flashing lights again. Is that better, or should I switch it back?
Try it the other way.
Okay. Try looking up and down again, please. Do you want me to leave it like that, or switch it again?
Yeah, I want.
Okay, I'll leave the
Yeah.
pitch normal. But if you want, you can change it yourself.
Also, I noticed you can't break
Yes, now.
your shields in this machine, the shield recharger. Like, they didn't include where you have to, like, manually break your shields. Unless they changed it in MCC. But I remember you have to, like, break your shields physically here. The way the floor is, the way the metal shines.
Okay, bring his energy shields online, please.
In the new campaign evolved, it just breaks your shields instantly, I think.
Okay, sir. Bring them down to test.
I don't want to press A. See, it's the choice of the moment. Like, yeah, I can press it straight away. Or I could just stay in this moment. I think he has, like, extra dialogue if you do. It's just such a... It's the little moments that they hold on to that the campaign evolved skips through. Like, it's a little moment. The scene when he walks out of the pod. Little scene. Or this little moment.
Weapons diagnostic.
Little scene.
Aye, aye, sir.
Or, you know, walking around and his AI is looking at you.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostic.
In the campaign evolved, the AI, it looks like... He looks this way. He doesn't look at you.
I just have to reset the computer and I'm out of here. Look out. They're trying to get through the door. Security! Intruders in the IO2! Please don't!
Sam! Sam!
I did like in Campaign Evolved the way the glass breaks, because the explosion breaks the glass. That's good. They added more to the moment. When the glass breaks in Campaign Evolved and shatters, I love that. That is exactly the good stuff they needed to do. They needed to amplify, increase the moments like that. So, for example, what the technology couldn't do at this time, they should have looked at it and said, okay, what was the idea? The door explodes and it shatters into 100 pieces and the glass breaks. And they did that. They did a good job with that. They needed to do that more.
This way!
See, it just felt like such an explosion in that moment. Like in my face, the fire, it just, the way that my screen shook, everything was just perfect. It's just seeing you, yeah, I just, no. Right now I'm playing on easy mode. I wonder if I can actually go here. Nope, I can't go there. It's a shame. I can't go that way either. Also, why did they make it that you have to stand there? Why did they make it where you have to stand here and like witness this moment? Now, it's interesting that they decided to do that. But I don't understand why why that. Maybe it's okay. Maybe that's a little nitpick. Okay, let's see what we got over here. See nothing over here. What they really needed to do is add more rooms to the Pillar of Autumn. See, I have to actually use my flashlight to see what's over here. They needed to add more rooms to the Pillar of Autumn. I felt like, yes, these corridors are pretty cool, but imagine if we could, like, run around more. Okay, I'm not gonna show the cutscene because we've experienced the cutscene. The cutscene is so much more better.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
The way the camera moves, the way the characters talk, the intonation of their voice lines. Cortana is perfect in here.
With those odds, I'm content with 3. Make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your drive.
Also here, when the ship shakes,
Report.
when this happens, I felt that something big happened. But in the Campaign Evolved, he doesn't move. Now I understand why he wouldn't move. He's a super soldier. But it doesn't mean he won't move if a serious like hit gets punched. When he doesn't move in the Pelican, in what's it called, Silent Cartographer, I understand that the Pelican's kind of moving and he's holding on and he's not moving. That was cool. But here he was supposed to move because the impact was such an intense. He would move forward from that. He's not like magnetically held to the ground. Okay. The cutscene is perfect. That line, I don't keep it loaded, they should have added that. That is a very famous line. Like, that's a very classic line. If I, you know, they made it that you can't kill the women. That's just so... Yeah. Yep. Okay, I gotta fire my weapon? No.
Those Marines could use some help, Chief. Do what you do.
The way the AI is, the AI of the elites is so much more better. Like, the way they move, the way they react, the way they kind of interact with everything. If I want to go to the bridge, I can go to the bridge. So what they should have done is actually have it in the new campaign that we can explore around the ship. So for example, we just came from the bridge, and imagine in the Campaign Evolved, instead of going that way and fighting through that way, and imagine if there was more doors and more sections where I can just kind of run around the ship. I can run around to the engine room. Imagine I can get to the engine room by just kind of breaking the door open, or using the keypad to activate a secret code, or you doing an Easter egg to get outside the map where there's like the Moss section, or I can actually on the Pillar of Autumn do the Warhog run. And there's an achievement, do the Warhog run on the Pillar of Autumn, or something like more rooms, more areas. Like, imagine if I could get into a different area, or it doesn't have to be from the mall. It could be from a different, like, a complete section.
Careful, could be anywhere.
The AI is just so much better. The Campaign Evolved AI just stand there. They don't even do anything. Oh, switch weapons.
What the hell? Did something just hit us?
The elites in this game in Combat Evolved are so like intelligent. Like they're actually really movable. Now I do like. Oh, he's in my way. No, I don't want to do that. I do like in Campaign Evolved that they added windows and you can see outside and you can see the fight outside. That was a good add-on. So the Pillar of Autumn, they did good stuff. They did good stuff where they added the windows. And you can see, as I say, they're expanding upon what we couldn't do in this time. The fight outside, the windows and the fight outside, and there's a bunch of firing. See, that's an add-on. That's a good add-on. It doesn't remove anything, it just adds to the moment. They should have added more of that, more rooms. Okay, let's move on to this section. See, flashlight, dark enough. Doo-doo. Imagine you can just explore like rooms. The Pillar of Autumn is a huge ship. Imagine if you can just explore. I was kind of hoping for that in the remake. That we can just explore and explore. So they did right where they added the windows. The windows was a good add-on. The way they react when you shoot them is so much better. Like, they actually react like they're getting shot, and you can feel their body move with each bullet. Each bullet is like, whoa, you know? And once you break their shields, look, like that shot, the way he just kind of moves back, because that bullet really hit him. You know, look at that. He got shot in the stomach. He died. Oh. Each bullet, the way he moves. I'm out of bullets. Like, see the way he moves? See, that perfectly represents the way he just kind of stopped moving because you shot him in the leg. They should have added upon that. In Campaign Evolved, there's none of that. There's none of that. There's none of that. There's no, oh, you shot him in the leg, he kind of flinches and moves. No, nope. You see the way you punch him and he just kind of like moves back. Yeah, the way you just shoot him and he just like moves back. These actually were moved to here in Campaign Evolved. So these were moved to here. I don't know if that is better or worse. Does that make it better? That, because I remember in the campaign you kind of like just, you don't have to walk around these sections. But these were placed very specifically in kind of a cover way. You know, because if you're protecting yourself from the Covenant, you would put it in a way that you can kind of cover and shoot and kind of hide and shoot. But in the new campaign, they're just put here like, oh, it's just, they placed it wrong in the campaign of 2001. Let's move it back here. Now, you could technically hide here, but this is like a doorway kind of entryway, so they would like hide here and shoot, or, you know, because if the Covenant's coming from here, it would be hard to take over this spot, but if they're here, it's like, where are they gonna hide to? It's the little details, you know, it's the little details. Personally, this, because you have to go around and there's enemies here, it's harder to take over this position. But when it was here, it's like, what are they hiding from here? If this was open, I would understand that, but they didn't do that. Oh, imagine if the doors could be open and you can travel upon the Pillar of Autumn and there's rooms upon rooms of enemies and you're just traveling through the rooms and there's like moments like this where you can kind of crawl through, and the Pillar of Autumn is a huge ship. It's like just just endlessly you're traveling and you're fighting through moments. It doesn't have to be like too much where you're getting lost, but it would like be extra stuff, you know, like, oh, I can explore and there's enemies everywhere and you can get to different parts of the ship.
Covenant, on the landing above us.
The way he just gets pushed when you shoot him. The way he just gets shot. Look at that. Oh, the way he flinched. The way he flinched. The way they flinch when you shoot him. Like, when you shoot him in the back, they kind of feel like, oh, you're shooting him in the back. I don't know. I didn't get that feeling. I think they kind of did that in the new campaign Evolved, but it wasn't that to that extent where they would every bullet kind of flinch. They should have added upon that and added more of that. I think they did a little bit of that, but not the elites. The elites were definitely just not moving at all. Just that. The way they punch you is just like when they punch, they throw their whole body into it. They like throw their body into it. In the new campaign, they could do that reach punch where it's like little punch, and then you just die.
This is the captain. Prepare to abandon ship. Combat teams, repel borders until ops personnel are away. Good luck.
Now, I do want to say this. It's something that's just, I'm looking at the scene right now, and there's nothing there. Yes, in the new campaign there are ships and they're firing and it feels like this war, because technically it would be a war outside. So yes, the campaign Evolved did a good job with the multiple ships firing and everything's happening, and that was pretty cool.
The life pods are launching. We should hurry.
I just feel, they did a good job, but it feels like the plasma shots exploded in a very dramatic way. Also, I don't know if anybody actually played the Pillar of Autumn multiplayer. Not the Pillar of Autumn. It's like a multiplayer map, Board in Action, I think it was called. I think it was called Board in Action, which is funny. It was a map of this level in a multiplayer version, and there was like two sides and they have to shoot each other it was like this map but in a multiplayer fashion. I think you know the one I'm talking about. And imagine if you could go to that place like an honor. There was a multiplayer section on the map where you can go to that area. So imagine you open a door and you would go to that area, and there was that part where you can like do the multiplayer section with elites, and you can shoot each other across the map, and there was like teleporters, man-made teleporters or no teleporters they could have done, and you had to like teleport, and it would have been so much, because when I was playing the campaign Evolved, I don't think I even saw a teleporter once. They really could have added that, because, the campaign doesn't have it, only the multiplayer has it. But I don't remember yet the teleports.
We have to use the ship's maintenance access.
But that was like an idea. Imagine you can go like different sections. And I was expecting more of that. But they did a very good, like, classic representation of how it should be. See how dark it is? I can't see anything. I need my flashlight. In Campaign Evolved, I don't really need it. I don't see anything without my flashlight. This is one of the moments the new campaign kind of failed upon. They did do a good job with some Unreal Engine shots and all that. But it's like, whoa. Imagine if they made this part, but more. More of this maze in the darkness. You're kind of like, whoa. Because I remember when I played this the original time, I did not know I had a flashlight until the game told me. But I was like, whoa. It completely added like a whole horror element to it. In the music, it feels like something's wrong.
detecting Covenant movement outside the access ways.
I remember I used to shoot these guys through the panels.
Right on top of us. Let's find another way through.
In the original, you could actually shoot through these holes. I would actually do that. I remember in the original version of the game, you could, through these little squares, shoot. And you can't really do that anymore. So yeah, the darkness of these corridors were kind of... They didn't capture that darkness.
Motion tracker shows
This right here is one of the things I thought they were going to add. A little detail.
analyzing.
Bash it through the door.
The door's control mechanism is
See how dark it is?
taken a lot of damage. You should
Because there's no light here.
the butt of your weapon.
You're like, oh, how do I get through? It's a little thin, but like I was actually really expecting them to do that, but that means they have to actually do work and code this. See, 343 Industries can't do these details. They just can't. So that's why they remove moments like this. You can't go in the water, remove cutscenes, remove rooms, remove sections, and then they tell everybody, that's okay, we're just making it for you easier. No, they're not making it for you. They just can't code it. They can't code it. In the original Halo, you can actually do a lot of sneaky stuff. Like, try get through this part sneakily. They should have added a more sneakiness. Campaign Evolved, you actually cannot go invisible because the camo doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I remember doing this in the original, like trying to out-sneakify them. You know, doing that in the original campaign, it was so like, whoa, you know, I was like, whoa, I killed somebody in the new campaign. You can't really do anything sneakily. The sniper doesn't even kill them with one shots. Okay, but we're just doing the Pillar of Autumn today. The way the ship gets shot and you're like, oh god. They did add that though.
Covenant wanted to catch you.
Now they did add on the screen. They did add Linda. When I remember when I was playing, I was like, "Oh, they wrote Linda on the screen." See, that's a good thing. That's a good add-on. But here's the thing: they should have added more on this part. This is a good Easter egg. They did add this, and they did add Linda. But if I remember my book knowledge, I think the pod was jettisoned out just before the fight started. That's why this is all blocked off. This whole part was like ejected into space, and then later when the campaign finishes, Chief gets Linda's body and all that stuff, all that book stuff. And they should have added more of this. Imagine you can actually go inside the room in the Campaign Evolved and there was like Linda actually there with like a shot and she was about to die. So more build up, more of that. Also, I want to talk about this. Holy shit, that actually did a lot of damage. I don't even remember that happening in the Campaign Evolved. Jesus. So I want to take a look at this. When Campaign Evolved, you play it, all the rooms are like this. They're kind of clean and they're normal. But when you play the opposite version, the Maw, that ship is destroyed. And most of the rooms are like this. Charred, black, destroyed, burnt, exploded. They don't have blackened rooms like this in the new Campaign Evolved. They don't have that.
Damage to the superstructure is extensive.
They completely removed the destroyed metal look. And I don't even remember seeing, I was just playing the Campaign Evolved yesterday. They don't have blackened rooms like this. And it's just, I might do a separate video on them all. Okay, back to these corridors. So, it captures the same element. using the flashlight and then the grunt appearing in the corridor, which I always thought was kind of scary. You kind of don't expect it when you're playing originally. You're like, whoa. Okay, here we go. So in the final part, it's kind of like, oh, you gotta get off the ship, it's about to explode. So imagine if they added like a timer. You gotta get off the ship, you got 2 minutes left. It would have been like, whoa, you gotta get off the ship. You know, it would have added urgency, or there was more, you know, I don't know, more elites coming at you. Maybe that would have ruined the whole timer effect of the Maw. I don't know about that, if they should have added a timer. I'm like, whoa, gotta get off the ship. You can go around here, you can go around there. So if you technically have to go around because you're not a parkour jumper. It's like the game kind of tells you, you can go around. And then you can go around. And you're getting off the ship. Woo! Now, my final thoughts on the Pillar of Autumn. They did a good job. And it kind of felt almost very faithful, yet they added stuff to the Pillar of Autumn. Yes, it was not 100% perfect with the details, but they did a good job. They added the windows, and they did add a bunch of little, like, you know, the fight outside the ship and the whole war outside the ship, but they should have added more rooms, more stuff, but that would have taken time and an actual care about Halo. They don't care about Halo. They're just trying to make the graphics and kind of move on or cut stuff. And if they can't cut stuff, they'll just like move on to the next section. Now, the Pillar of Autumn, they did add the tables near the windows and the fight outside and all that little stuff, but they should have added more rooms and exploration, because the Pillar of Autumn is a big ship and they needed to be more exploration. Again, more exploration. So it was a good mission, but I just wanted to show you my like thought process of what they could have added or what they did good and what all that.